Ray, first of all, love the vehicle. It's amazing how I'm able to get in this car without stepping a foot out of my wheelchair. But Ray, I want to ask you something. I want to ask you, what was your inspiration behind the no ramp, wheelchair accessible car conversion design?
So
How did this idea come up, man? Like, it's
good to
beautiful.
have you on board with me
Thank you.
while we go on this little cruise. Look, the background story is that being in this industry for almost 15 years now, I hear what people get bothered by, what causes inconveniences, and what they really want to achieve. And with limited mobility, and you need to have a wheelchair accessible vehicle, the inconvenience is always what if someone parks behind me? I'm not going to be able to drop down the ramp. Even if I'm in an accessible parking spot, it means that it's a wider parking spot, not necessarily enough length for me to drop the ramp, and people are waiting, and this bothers me. The ramps is always the issue. Is there a way we can get away from the ramp, having this extending ramp? So I had that ticking the back of my mind, and that's virtually the source of this idea.
Right. Like, because as a wheelchair user, I see this is not just helping somebody without getting out of their wheelchair, but it's also solving the problem of how someone gets out of the car when they are in tight spots.
Exactly. So
You know,
you
so
can
I think
have
it's
a car behind you, you can have a car next to you, you can even reverse up to the curb and just drop the ramp straight onto the curb. You can drop the ramp anywhere you are and just get access. That's the whole point.
True. That's amazing, man. But what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced, during this process of the design and the development of this Stravia Ultimate conversion?
It was a lot of challenges. It maybe doesn't look that different from other wheelchair accessible vehicle, but it is a very much different vehicle. I mean, just the fact that instead of having a ramp behind the vehicle, we have to turn the vehicle floor into work as a ramp
Right. It's
and as the floor. So it's a multi-purpose section of the vehicle. That means that instead of just simply bolting on a ramp at the back of the vehicle, after we've done the lower floor modification, now we have to clear all the space underneath the vehicle for that floor to also be the entry system.
True. I think people need to understand how it took for you guys to break this car down to literally revamp everything to make this feature possible. Like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of designing, a lot of planning, a lot of strategy that goes into this. Yes?
Yeah, for sure. It's all engineered, designed, and developed, tested, and approved to the international standards. It's been a long process to get all this testing.
It's amazing. It's amazing what you guys have done, man. But how has the market responded to the Stravia Ultimate conversion? How was the feedback from your users? Any success stories you want to share?
Yeah, look, in Australia, they're more familiar with this kind of solution, so they know more what is out there and what they want. So once we introduced this, it was really welcomed and a huge appreciation. And majority of the customers, they don't see a reason to get the normal standard conversion with a ramp behind when they can have this.
Right.
It doesn't really, it costs more. It's just a completely different design. And the weight is less as well. If you just imagine, instead of having ramps and extra systems that deploys behind the vehicle, it's all part of one unit.
Well, finally, I have to ask you, which part of this entire project are you like most proud out of? And what has it taught you about like vehicle design, innovation in a different way,
Yeah. Look, this idea have been with me for a long time, but the ultimate conversion, now the one you're sitting in is the G24 release. And what I'm most proud of on this particular model is the fact that we managed to automate everything.
Right.
So I could simply, because sometimes the family members also have limited mobility. They may be seniors, elderly. It's not easy to bend over, to do a lot of things, the lift ramps, and this and that. So what I'm proud of is the fact that we managed to minimize what you need to do to assist your wheelchair passenger in and out of the vehicle. So as you noticed, I didn't have to physically open the tailgates.
Yeah.
I didn't have to swing away any locks or anything. It's all part of one piece opening. That
Right.
back door, one piece with a tailgate extension, and all the locking mechanism is incorporated in that. And then with the remote control, I can operate the ramp. I have the LED lights for the evenings when it's dark. So really, that's what I'm happy about, that we have really reduced how much bending over, leaning down the
Yeah.
caregiver needs to do to assist the wheelchair passenger and to exit the vehicle.
And it happens in less than a minute. Everything, the person is in and out, the stair goes down, the ramp goes down, and the person is in the car, and there's no trouble. There's no hassle at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden safety features.
Right.
You have the remote, and you actually use the vehicle's original remote control to operate the tailgate. So if you press the open tailgate button,
Right.
it will activate the floor, which means on the remote you're able to press the lowering floor. So we really made it proof from making mistakes. What's important is to know that the vehicle is not a set configuration. We ask you questions. How many do you have in the family? How many in wheelchair? How many non-wheelchair? Would you like to have the seats facing the wheelchair passenger or in the forward-facing direction?
Oh wow.
Would you like to have a seat next to the wheelchair passenger? So after we ask the questions, we'll offer you the configuration that suits you best. So anyone that is interested in having a wheelchair accessible vehicle, and the reason we chose and focused a lot on the Staria, the Kia Carnival, sorry, the Staria is the Hyundai Staria, and then we have the Kia Carnival, we have the Honda Odyssey. We focused on these vehicles because, again, a lot of families, they don't want to drive around in big vehicles. They don't want the bus. They don't want to feel they're driving a bus.
True.
They want to be able to get into the shopping center with a low roof entry. And sometimes the moms are uncomfortable driving a vehicle that is too big. So that's why we chose these vehicles. They are in between sizes where you can fill a whole family, your luggage, and one or two people in a wheelchair, depending on which configuration you choose. So really, it's a matter of contact us, tell us what is your needs, and then we will offer it, or we might not offer it to tell you that this is not the best solution for you.
Right.
Instead, you should choose something else. So it comes down to many different factors: budget, how you're going to use the vehicle, who's driving, who is in wheelchair, size of the person.
Wonderful. Thank you, buddy. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Sujit, have been good having you on board on this ride. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're riding comfortably back there.
Thank you.
We've done a lot of work on getting the car silent after all the modification. So we add a lot of deadeners and silencing system. So if you listen, the vehicle is not louder or behaving any different from
Absolutely not.
an unmodified vehicle. It drives just as good, and you're riding in the back just as good as if the vehicle came out of the factory built like this.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you so much.